Hey guys, welcome to my next video. This video, well, first let's move away from the bar scene. We can't really be dealing with that bar scene right about now. Let's go to the lecture hall. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna be giving you some tips on how we can study. Okay, how we can write and study. For example, I'll be focusing on business. Now, studying for business exams, that is what I'll be focusing on today. Okay, many students open their books and read until they finish, but they lose interest or they fall asleep. Many are convinced that their concentration, comprehension, and speed are poorer than everyone else's. If this sounds like you, the chances are better that your reading skills are about the same as most of your classmates. Students also recognize that reading may be one of the most challenging things to do, especially with business courses. Many students report difficulty with the volume of reading required, but here are a few tips for assisting you in getting most of your reading done. Try this. Get into the material more often for shorter periods of time. Let me go over that. Get into your material more often, but for shorter periods of time. Why? Because many people can read only 20 minutes without losing concentration. Also, learning is improved by changing tasks every hour, spreading the work over time, and dipping into it more frequently. So, what it is saying is that if you decide that you're going to say, okay, I'm going to read this subject for an hour or read the subject for an hour and a half straight without any decisions, that you're going to say, well, man, I'm getting fed up, or whatever the case may be, but that is not a good practice because you're gonna get fed up. You're just gonna decide, well, man, that is not something that I am interested in, and you lose a lot of interest in your courses. Read groups of words at a time without mouthing them. Why? Your brain can read more than one word at a time, but your mouth can't. A single word has little meaning anyway. Speed and comprehension will increase if you read in meaningful phrases. And also, you can read the introduction, the headings, charts, graph, diagrams, the conclusion and summary, and take a minute to think about the material before beginning to read in depth. Because some persons they decide, well, this is not good enough, I don't want to read it. But when you read it, that is when you realize it is interesting. And why you can do this? It establishes a context in which you can read for new materials by beginning with an overview of the material. That is why, especially 100% of the books, you can say all of the books here at Penn Foster, including this one, which is Readings in the World of Civilization. Um, I'm on the final course right now, this book right here. Readings in World Civilization. That book has overviews, and my introduction to business book as well has overviews as to how, the specific chapters are. So that is why it is something that we can work on, because we know exactly, okay, this is the overview, this is what is expected of us, and such and such. And before you do a chapter, even before you begin reading, examine the test or the exam outline associated with the particular chapter before you can decide you're going to begin reading, because this is a way you can get the key point or the key aspects as you read them. And you have to establish a list of questions. There are questions at the end of the chapter, especially for Penn Foster books. You can use those and, jot down. You're going to say, okay, this is the answer is F. You put FB or F, or the answer is, the question is, why is Facebook so popular? You put because people keep going on it, blah, 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 whatever the case may be. And also, put the ticks in the margin beside the key points for the first time you read them through a chapter. It is better not to take notes, highlight or underline the first time. And that's about it. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful day.